No, from Sin is says wargaming in general seems to be aiming for an audience of older folks with more disposable income. It feels like we're seeing less and less younger folks actually at the gaming table. Even looking at the general YouTube content creator, they tend to be middle-aged or greying, unlike the creators in many other hobbies like video games. Why do you think this is happening? Should we be concerned about the health of the hobby down the line or the slow churn of fresh blood? What do you think can be done to get more younger folks into it? Tell me about it, Syndraconic. I mean, I'm holding it down on here on the YouTube, sphere.
Blushing more and more as he was reading the question. You were getting redder and redder as you were reading the question. I was just looking at his eye thinking...
I do happen to be middle-aged. I'm 44. I have got a bit of grey in my beard. And by no means an old git. I think it's not wargaming specifically that suffers from these things. I think it's more the Warhammer hobby, because you look at other wargaming things now. There's loads of young kids getting into stuff like Marvel Crisis Protocol, games that you wouldn't expect young people to be getting into, like Bolt Action and stuff like that. If you go to Element Games, it's not full of old gits. In Stockport, it's a massive place. And it's always rammed. You in the gaming hall, there's loads of young kids in there playing. So I think Warhammer, because of the price and the cost of Warhammer,
that could be higher audience.
That could be sort of, you might get more and more people with disposable income and a bit older. Yeah, but some of the other games that are cheaper, I don't think it suffers from that as much. But I mean, that's just my observation. I mean, I might be wrong there. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, go on, Ben.
I think it probably comes down to where you hang out with your gaming. Because, I mean, I go to a gaming club that has a bar and stuff, so I'm genuinely unlikely to see younger gamers and stuff down there. It's probably
Element has a bar, but it's it's still for young people as well.
You know what I'm saying? In terms of, I go somewhere that it's open after 8 and it's got it's basically got a bar attached to it. It is it's a working men's social club type thing.
Oh right, yeah.
And yeah, I wouldn't expect to see a younger gamer there, but I bet if you go down to Games Workshop on like a Sunday afternoon or something, Sunday beginners running, it's probably rammed with kids. I mean, look at the number of like school clubs that are out there. Look at the work that the Games Workshop does with the Scouts. There's loads of younger gamers out there. I think it's probably just they're not on YouTube rabbiting about Warhammer because I hate to say it, they've got lives.
Like us old grey beards.
We're here on a Monday night jabbering on about Warhammer and answering questions for other Warhammer geeks out there. They've probably got A, they got school tomorrow, and B, they've got lives.
I'm probably
they've got football on a Saturday.
I'm probably realistically the youngest age profile you will find as a YouTube creator for Warhammer. And that's genuine because you get much younger than me and you've either not had enough experience in the hobby or, yes, like Ben said, you've just got life commitments such as education. So, it's...
Yeah.
That's why you're always going to get that. I mean, just on my thoughts though, like I think it's another one of these things where like people get worried about it because they're not seeing anything about it. But there's probably more ever than there even ever used to be that Games Workshop are doing now towards this to helping a younger audience. It's just not something you hear about or see. I know multiple friends of mine who are either teachers or run clubs who get way more support than I remember when I was younger for the game. So I would say, if anything, I wouldn't worry about it. I think, and like Size touched on already, it's aimed at a higher audience, obviously because of the price point, but also it's always, I think, been the same with this hobby where it's a generational thing where you'll get your kids into it, they then tell their friends, and that's how I got into the hobby. One of my friends got me into the hobby. It's just the way it's always worked, and I think that they know that's still how it's gonna work going forward.
And you've got idiots like me who always wanted stuff when I was younger, couldn't afford it, but now I can. I'm like, right, I'm having it.
Yeah. I've got look at my Battlefleet Gothic collection over there.
It's why I've got 3 Tamiya cars built up down there and painted that I've never raced on a road because I just wanted them as kids, and now I've got them.
I think stuff like the Partworks stuff as well, like Hachette Partworks, like they've launched the new Combat Patrol one. I think that really helps kind of a younger audience as well, because it is almost kind of pocket money level. It's that kind of a magazine, or it's $8.99 a week or something. I could imagine if my child were to ask for something like that, I could probably go, yeah, okay, that's your pocket money for the week, but we can swing that. But so there is a lot of stuff that helps get the younger crowd in.
That's another example of just new things they've introduced that are way better for, if affordable for if you want to get your kids into it. Or
oh god, if they'd done that when I was a kid, I would have been like, I mean, admittedly £8.99 would have been a bit much in the 90s, but like back then it would probably been £4.99 or something.
And also just the fact that with games, TV series coming now, all that sort of stuff, it's becoming way more mainstream than it used to be. They don't have to rely on their marketing is already out there for new audience and whatnot. So they don't have to worry about that. And Syndroconic, I would not be worried about it either. It's I think it's better than it's probably ever been. It's just not very apparent, I think.
Thanks for watching this clip. Please do like, comment and subscribe to Morehammer here, and check out the full weekly Warhammer podcast that this clip came from right here. And as always, happy wargaming.